All right, what's going on, everybody? This is episode 12 of the Hybrid Athlete Podcast. We're live here on a wonderful Sunday afternoon in Northern Colorado. I got quite a bit of news that I'm going to be sharing today. I'm going to keep it probably a 15, 20-minute video, just information packed. Just trying to kind of hone in on my recording skills and make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing in terms of video production and all that. Making sure that I give you guys the most bang for your buck, even though you don't pay any bucks. So the value that I want to bring today is just basically going to be like a new kind of concept of programming, which I'm trying to push in my online website. So my website is hybridlivingathletics.com. I own the domain name. So basically you go on there, you can see like all the pillars of my brand, which is going to be like community service. It's going to be training, personal training, and then it's going to be my nonprofit donation fund called Exercise to Surprise. So I've raised a decent amount of money so far. So even if it's like just a little small thing that I do, fill up a U-Haul with stuff, I'm going to reach out to like 5 or 6 local locations and see if they got stuff they wouldn't mind handing off to me, and I can distribute those almost in person for the most part for about 36 hours. I'm going to work like, Friday I'll take a day off of work. I'll start in the morning and just go all around town, Loveland, Fort Collins, Northern Colorado, and just give people some holiday gifts and surprise them. And a lot of the stuff's going to be brand new because my concept is just to like spread the message of exercise and spread the message of health in the exercise space, basically telling everyone, hey, if you're having trouble with anything, addiction, whatever it is, if you can't stop drinking alcohol, if you can't stop doing drugs, if you're addicted to anything that's negative for you, it could be pornography, it can be anything that's negative in your life that you want to get rid of. I'm trying to spread the message that exercise scientifically can prove that. And I've actually been given access to an interesting data set of information that I'm going to be working on and kind of developing with my BI tools now that I'm kind of more comfortable and settled into my working environment as a BI business intelligence analyst. I'm going to use that information. I'm going to come up with some reporting and some insights that are definitely going to be shareable on my webpage and shareable on my social media. And I think my social media is starting to organically grow into something that I'm proud of, that I want to kind of market and represent and kind of show off my brand and spread, give this message to other people who are, around in this area of the state and in this community. Everyone, it's no mystery that life's getting, difficult enough as it is. And there's so many negative outside forces that are trying to go against you, it seems like, even when you do things right. So, mental focus, mental strength, the ability, knowledge accumulation, knowledge acquisition. My mission statement, especially with American Hybrid Athlete, is just to basically just pursue personal excellence and then translate that into just community service, into just positivity, positive output from you towards your community, towards your family, any friends, any people who you come in contact with. You want to basically just set these goals, these time-based goals, and then those become who you are. And through the process of my, hard exercise, through my goal chasing, my, improvement in my physical appearance and my physical stature, for lack of a better term, I've uncovered a lot more potential through myself in the business world than in my professional career as a data analyst. I still got, things to learn. I mean, I made some bad mistakes at work this week, which were kind of dumb, but what happens? I mean, I still have only been working 7 months in that field, so it can't be too hard on myself. But bottom line is that this stuff I'm showing is going to kind of, grow organically to who I am as a professional. I don't really care if I get paid for it. I mean, my programs, for example, my diet programs and my workout programs are cheap as hell. I'm charging $50 a month for a basic program. You can check everything out too on my website. I'll drop a link here below. I'm just on the pricing plans page. I got that completed. $50 for a basic plan. Basically, you can get with me 2 times a month for like a virtual coaching session. I'll present you like a full diet layout for the entire month, or for 4 to 6 weeks, which is basically by definition a microcycle. I'll give you all the information on your diet, when to work out, what to do for workouts. I'll be a resource, through emails and stuff. And, if you want to get an advanced program, it's once a week. Once a week, we meet up for the 1-hour check-in. That's going to be like coaching session, whatever you want. You can kind of dictate the terms of the call. I prefer to communicate via email, and I use Google Drive as a preferred communication method. So if you have Google Drive, then we communicate that way. The premium plan is $120 a month. And that may seem kind of pricey, but there's plenty of people out there that are not as talented as I am and don't have as much knowledge as I am, and they're charging like $60 an hour for you. So you meet with them 4 or 5 times a month, you're looking at, $250 minimum. So in my opinion, my prices I've been told they're too low, but for now, for the time being, I'm just kind of, I'm just trying to price compete, and I'm trying to get my message out there and get my brand out there, and we'll worry about the income and the prices when they come. But at this point in time, like, people who know who I am, who knew who I was before this project, before this mission. They probably were aware that Nate's he loves working out, he's doing these races, etc. But this is kind of taking this whole thing to the next level. So I'm trying to reach out to people who don't know me. I've got 42 subscribers right now on this channel, so that's good. That's a good starting point. But let's get. I intend on getting into the thousands like within this next year, and really spreading this message and making a positive impact and making a ripple in the community, both online and in person. So without further ado, let me get into what I wanted to speak about today, for kind of the material part of things. So I'm coming up with an idea, messing with an idea, and this chart might not be legible, but I'm just going to explain it and kind of provide a visual so that they can kind of be synchronized when I'm talking. This is periodization of dieting. So basically, when you exercise, there's different methods you can use that are basically just like, how change the intensity, variable manipulation. You either change, the time, like basically weight, volume, one of the two. So if you keep the same weight, if you bench press 225 pounds for 5 reps, the next time you want to bench 225 pounds for 8 reps, you can do it that way, or you can stick with 5 reps and go up to 245, 275. So both those are basically just variable manipulation, either changing intensity or changing kind of the rep scheme or volume. So one of those two, the stress is like the weight, just the stress is also synonymous with weight for those of you who aren't kind of, well versed in personal trainer fitness talk. But bottom line is that I'm trying to apply that mentality, that approach to diet. So for example, let's say you're eating 3,000 calories a day on a diet program, and you may feel like, okay, I'm not really growing, or like I don't have energy to work out. You probably need more calories because your energy requirements are probably a little bit higher. And it's always good to be in a bit excess if you're trying to bulk, if you're trying to focus on strength and performance. Bodybuilders at the end of a cut phase, I mean, that's different. They're literally torturing themselves, like, doing cardio for 45 minutes to an hour a day and eating like 1,500 calories. There's plenty of, YouTubers, high profile guys that are kind of just sharing that information and kind of sharing how much they suffer. My stuff's not designed to make you suffer. My stuff is designed for you to enjoy training, get healthier, get fit. And, 85% of the population can relate to these types of programs. So the more that, I push my information and my programs out, into the universe, be it via my website or just verbally or just through communication, whatever communication it is, I want people to understand that like this stuff it's applicable to your diet and your workout program, and it's going to be easy to follow. So my intention is that all this stuff is easy to follow and easy to adhere to. Adherence is like the biggest reason why people's diets fail. So my programs will allow you to pick. I'll set up like a menu, so to speak, on an options tab. And you can actually access that link if you go to products and services on my website. You can see a link to the program that's basically just laid out. And it's just like a straight column setup of like what you want. You want a protein that's this many ounces, that's this, it's options, right? Like it's not like, I'm not going to give you an option to choose it to eat a Big Mac every day, but I am going to give you the option to maybe have 6 ounces of salmon, 8 ounces of chicken breast, whatever it is. Choose your carb sources, etc. Choose a couple of cheat meals. So you're allowed to use cheat meals in these programs that I create. And it all depends too on like the level that you want to get to. Your starting point is really kind of where we do the back and forth initially. And I kind of come up with a recommendation for what program I think is best for you. You respond with basically the customized report that you select. So I provide a template, you edit the template, and you send it back to me. And that's how my programs work. So by the time we've communicated 3 or 4 times, we're ready to go. Your schedule is set, your micro cycle is set. And all of my programs are 3 phases, which increase in intensity. But this type of basically intensity increases calorie based, meaning like in phase 1, which is 4 to 6 weeks, you might eat 3,200 calories. Phase 2, we increase intensity of exercise. Also, boom, increase calorie intake. So this green line represents your basically your training intensity, and these plateaus, your calorie intakes. So let's say weeks 1 through 4, this on the y-axis is 3,500 calories. So after 4 weeks of exercise, we go from 3,500 calories up to 4,300 calories. That means you're going to get fat if you don't work out harder. So the intention is to synchronize your workout performance with your calorie intake. But obviously the curvature of this line represents how you hit plateaus in physical fitness too. So you're basically it's not going to be an exact match on the plateauing and the progress. That's why this green line represents your physical output and you getting in better shape over the course of a macro cycle, which is basically just going to be like a 1 year time frame in this example. Now the calories might be a little bit extreme, meaning like you're not going to go from 3,500 to 6,000 calories most likely, but who knows, if you're a newbie, if you make enough progress, you can get to a point where you're eating 5,200 calories and you're barely maintaining your body weight. I do that all year for my Ironman, not all year, but like all 6 months of my endurance training where I'm running a marathon, then I go into an Ironman. And if I'm doing that properly, I need to eat 5,000 plus calories to not get below 176, 177 pounds. So this type of program and style is very realistic, especially for me, which is why I intend on translating this knowledge and this basically discovery into programs for all of you folks. So again, I'm not sure if anyone's proposed this. I'm not sure if bodybuilders use this. I'm not sure if other, endurance athletes use this. I'm not sure if somebody like Nick Bear is proposing stuff like this. I haven't really checked out his YouTube channel that much lately. But I think that hybrid athlete folks like myself would want to use something like this. So by the time you end this phase of exercise, everything, both food and intensity, is increased. I know Seth Feroce has really pushed that idea, basically just saying, blood flow, nutrient flow. That was his big thing when he was first making his videos, when he was becoming very popular in like 2017, 2018. Is this type of philosophy of you're not going to grow unless you break plateaus. So synchronizing calorie intake with plateaus is a way for kind of me as a coach to control that element of fitness for you, especially if you're giving all your effort. You want the output, you want the results of your effort to kind of match your intensity and what you put into the program. If you're killing yourself eating 3,000 calories a day, but you're not getting the physical visible gains that you deserve, diet might be a big issue. That's why I'm a big proponent of synchronizing diet with fitness plans and workout plans and tracking them. All the technology that I'm using is going to be like Power BI tools. I'm going to get a Tableau license for those of you who are in the data world. I like to use Tableau in my professional work on a company account. I'm going to create my own private account, fund it myself, and pay for it once I kind of get going. So you're going to get like high-level visual dashboard reports on your fitness, your goals, and it's not going to be overly scientific. It's not in terms of like, squeeze the bar like this and do a bicep curl like this, turn your arm 45 degrees, blah, blah. No, that's not like that. It's more of like, be well aware of what your input versus output is. Be well aware of like what you're limiting yourself on, and find correlations between effort and results. Because ideally your body's like a machine. You want whatever the input is, you want the output to be either greater or equal to what you put into it. So like I said, with the calorie example, if you're not eating enough food and you're still trying to kill yourself working out, you're maybe going to be like skinny fat. You're going to be soft. You're not going to fill up. You're not going to get those micronutrient and macronutrient benefits that food does for you. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I mean, food is like 80% of the entire equation. So my focus these last few months has been to kind of like elevate my nutrition knowledge to match my workout knowledge. I'm very well versed in like the most important exercises in the gym. If you want to build a big back, you got to do A, B, and C. If you want to build a chest, you got to do A, B, and C. If you want to get bigger legs, maybe not. If squats aren't making your legs burn, go to the machine, go to the hips, or go to different machines. And there's basically the same message that's broadcasted in different ways across a bunch of different channels and communicators. But I wanted to show this one specifically. Undulation block training also is like is the workouts synonym, the workout metaphor, which matches this periodization of dieting. So both these kind of work together. There's a lot of high level weightlifters and even professionals that go by feel half the time. They have a template, right? So this is the whole thing in my program. We go from template to execution, and then post training, post program, we basically run an analysis of planned versus real. Planned versus real can show you, okay, where did my effort fall off, or where did my results not match what I expected? What was the reason for it? Kind of applying the scientific method to training without getting too scientific. So I think this is kind of where this is basically where the happy medium of okay, you want to analyze your fitness and make sure you get results that you can control as much as possible, but you're also not like, obsessed with what exactly calories you're eating. On my diet programs, you're not going to be eating just, straight chicken and vegetables and fish and trying to get big. If you want to do that, if you're maybe like a female that's a fitness competitor or something, but there's plenty of other, trainers out there that do that maybe prep you for a show and want to make you look all skinny and stuff. But even for endurance athletes that I'm going to be working with, the goal is performance first before like looking good on stage. I'm not a bodybuilding coach. I am a bodybuilding trainer, but I'm not a bodybuilding coach, meaning like the end goal is not to make you look as good as possible. The end goal is to make you feel as good as possible, have the most energy as possible, and work out as long as possible at the highest intensity that's desired for you. So I hope that answers a lot of questions, and I hope that kind of better explains kind of my program and my intentions on how I'm going to build this thing out. So I already have 6 diet programs, which are basically you got like a carnivore kind of keto diet. You got a paleo diet, 2 different types of like bulking diets on the paleo. So that makes 3. And then you basically have a Mediterranean diet. You have an ovo-vegetarian diet, which is basically just eggs and vegetables. And then you have an ovo-pescatarian vegetarian diet, which is basically like eggs, seafood, vegetables. So it's avoiding like animal proteins. So there's kind of variants of like a healthier, maybe an older generation of people who want to do like a Mediterranean where they want a cup of wine every couple of nights or something. I have a program that's designed to accommodate that as well. And then I also have kind of the, guys like my age that want to run a sub 3-hour marathon, then go bench press 275 pounds 3-4 months later. That's what I'm in the middle of doing right now. I'm on a paleo diet. I'll share that next episode. But bottom line is I got a lot of things that I'm going to be rolling out. I'm very passionate about this stuff. I'm super excited to see where this thing goes. But it's nice that we already have 42 subscribers on the channel. I keep making the shorts. Some of them are kind of with my son, hanging out, having fun. Some of them are just kind of like just an impulse reflection that I have. I made one about the movie Sound of Freedom the other month, and I just rolled it out just because it hit me, and I felt like that's something that I could support and broadcast to the internet. The internet literally can reach anyone in the world, so I respect that part of my channel and stuff, and I treat this platform seriously. So. I guess we're wrapping up on about 18 to 20 minutes here, but I hope this makes sense. Keep this chart in your mind as you're going through your own training, and even if you're not in one of my programs, anyone who's trying to basically grow and progress, keep this in mind. Keep this philosophy in mind that your diet, your sleep, and your nutrition has to match your desired training intensity and output. If you want to bench press 500 pounds, you're not going to run 6 miles a day. If you want to gain weight, you're not going to eat chicken and vegetables all day, but you're also not going to eat Krispy Kreme and pizza and chicken wings all day either. So my diet and my programs are designed to basically just hone in on self-discipline, accountability, but also just drive performance, drive execution, and basically make everyone who's a part of AHA, American Hybrid Athlete, make them feel like their results and they're being tracked in an efficient way as possible. And that I build trust with them and I build trust with you, and we can grow together. And we can follow up with each other every week, every month, every year. And this is like a long-term investment in you, who you are. I love fitness so much, and I just want to share it with as much people as I can. It's changed my life for sure. So until next time, I'll let you guys go. But I hope this has been a good, valuable presentation. So go out there, be great, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.